I start off the movies. It all starts like a dinner with ingredients, like movie about a strip club. Movie about people making money, people taking money, people in there, all the shady characters around. You just start to just look at the lifestyle and say, yeah, that's movie worthy because it's everybody's a character,
right?
And so if a movie has the ingredients, then it's really about, okay, how do we make this a movie? How does this have a beginning, middle, and end?
Right.
3 acts. You put your character in some shit. No, you introduce your characters in the first act. Second act, you put them in some shit.
Hold on. To all the film directors out there,
soak this game up.
Listen, you can't ask for no better game than this shit. All the writers. Break that down one more time.
And how much time or how many pages in the script is the first act?
It's probably a minute a page. So the first act is probably 30 pages.
He giving up that. See, this is why we bring y'all $1 million worth of game. This is game.
All right.
The first thing you do.
First act is you introduce your characters to the people. Second act, you put them in some shit. Probably 30 pages too. And the third act, you get them out the shit.
You clean this shit
60
up.
pages is a script.
What, 90? About 90, 100.
Oh, yeah, 30, yeah, 90.
Sometimes a first act may go 40 pages. You might have a script that's 120 minutes. But a comedy is usually 90 minutes, about 100 pages or less.
So basically, I could go on, I forget, what's that thing called? HBDM? What's the movie one? Something DM? IDBM, some database. Print out your script. Say if I print out the script of Friday, and I could just put my own thing in the format.
Yeah, you can look at a script and say, okay, damn, that's how you write a script.
Right.
You gotta have this, gotta have that, gotta have. I mean, it's like, characters, action, dialogue.
Okay.
So
action, dialogue.
Yeah.
Characters.
Cut. Go to the next scene. Set it up where you at. Gotta set up where you at. Write that action. Do walk in, sit down, do an interview, and then you do the dialogue. What do you say? And then when he get up, you write. He get up and you walk out.
Hey. All right, what's going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody out there, man? Like and subscribe. This your boy Hood. I'm hollering at y'all, man, straight from the studio. This is where I chill at and kick it with y'all out there in the world. How y'all doing? What's good? It's like 100 degrees where I'm at right now in Chi-Town, so we just sitting back for a little bit before I jump into the world. Normally I'd be hooping at this time, but I'm just sitting back today. I had to take my car to the shop, all a bunch of little stuff going on. But look, I just came to kick it with y'all today, man. Just talk to y'all about everything going on in the world, all the stuff I see popping, you know what I'm saying? And it's good to be back talking to y'all again. I hope y'all been watching my videos. I've been popping up here before, like some of the movies I got out here, some of the little documentaries we doing downtown Chicago where we selling to the people and promoting all our stuff to them, and different little things I talk about, different topics and stuff like that. I hope y'all checking all that out, you know what I'm saying? And then become a member, because we got a membership thing going where we trying to do something where people that actually become a member on our channel get special content and different stuff about us that we're not putting on this channel to everybody else. So be a part of that if you want to. So, but everything's just been going good with me, man. I've been looking at some of the craziness going on the internet, but I saw the homie Ice Cube on $1 million worth of game, and he gave some interesting points about becoming a film artist, becoming a filmmaker, and what he did to get those movies going back when he started off. Obviously, you know, he a legend in the game, behind the camera as well as in front of the camera, but he talked mostly about what went on in front of the camera. And he talked about how being a filmmaker allowed him to, you know, do more things and connect with more people, and how he had a lot of fun on different sets that he actually worked on and the movies that he was producing. So it was like really dope hearing from Cube, because, you know, a lot of times people be real low key and quiet. And as I was a kid watching Ice Cube in the rap game, you know, you didn't see interviews too much from him where he could like really be candid. It was like they had to stay within the persona. But now he, in his 50s, you can highlight him and shit and see his way he got down as far as the filmmaking side, you know, and I'm glad he did. Definitely got to light up. But yo, y'all should also listen to my new song. I just got a new song called "Do Anything for a New Bank Account." It's dope as hell. It's a freestyle I did. My very first song. My little son, Judah, he the one just directed the little documentary of me selling downtown. He is a musician. It's all he got, all kind of rap songs. But he showed me how to do it, and I made my own song. I'm really proud of it. I'm trying to play it, a little something of it in the intro of this video if I can. More of it, I definitely play it in the outro of this video. Yo, so anyway, my son showed me how to do it. So anyway, I saw Cube talking about how to tell a story from the first act, second act, third act. And that's real critical in this filmmaking game. And I got like shitloads of papers and books all over the place that talk about this kind of stuff. I'm constantly going into that method to continue to create. I watch little documentary storytelling methods on how to get to the inciting incident in your movie, how to bring it about, how to keep the audience engaged. And Ice Cube kind of talked about that, and we never really heard him go that deep. And I'm really glad he did that because, you know, I get to see how he worked, and it also allows you to understand how important the storytelling part is, not just necessarily the actors and the people who you get, which is definitely important because without having certain actors in this movie, people would have never been interested in it. So he had Cat Williams, Mike Epps, and a host load of other people that's really interesting people who we liked at that time. So now it's a fame, you know, that he kind of added to those guys' careers. So as they continue to do acting gigs, we all kind of followed them a little further. So it's like, yeah, that's old boy from you know, Next Friday or whatever. So incidentally, that's what he said was his most favorite movie, was the one he did was Next Friday. He said because by that time they had known what they wanted to do, they was familiar with what they wanted to accomplish. He was like, so we was ready to do it. He said and they had the first movie did so good that the studio threw everything at them. They didn't care about what they asked for to produce the movie, the second one. So it was a good thing to see. So I was just checking my microphone. So just seeing Ice Cube do that was dope, man, and talk about that. So I wanted y'all to hear that, and then as an artist, I want y'all to know that as a filmmaker, that's something critical to do to make sure that you focus on the storytelling aspect. My latest movie, Killer Rapper, that was one of the most important parts of the movie, and why it actually took so long to make, because you have so many versions of the film early on that you actually finally stick to one. And as an artist, you're not really telling nobody. Nobody's telling you to do this. It's just how you create. And then finally you'll be like, okay, this is what this movie gonna be. And then you're going to making it happen. And then ultimately people be saying, damn, that was dope, man. I loved it, man. Oh, you went hard. And you're like, oh shit, they fuck with this. Okay, bad. So, but it take a time to actually create that story. And so by the time, and then every story don't have the specific beginning, middle, and end, because some stories go back, and that's what made Pulp Fiction about Tarantino such a great thing. And that was actually one of his first movie, if not his first movie, that people saw in 1994. And it hit so hard because he took the narrative beginning, middle, and end, and he flipped it backwards. And so people saw that movie and was like, okay, what the fuck did we just see? And by the time he explained it, it was like, okay, that was dope as fuck. So Ice Cube showed how he was transitioning from being an actor. And if y'all don't know, he got into the film game really because, what's his name? John Singleton at the time was alive. He was young. He was an intern. I think he said he was interning for Arsenio Hall show at the time. And so at that time, he was meeting actors at the studio at Arsenio Hall. And then he had met Ice Cube coming to Arsenio Hall show. And then he told him, hey, I want to write a script and I'm going to give it to you, and blah, blah, blah. So eventually he ran into Ice Cube again with the script done, gave it to Cube. Cube read it. Boys in the Hood was the name of the script. And then Cube came on board. He took Ice Cube, being a main rapper in America, to Hollywood and was like, yo, can y'all produce this? They gave him $500 million, and then he directed that. And I remember reading interviews of him years ago, John Singleton, where he was saying that he would be the first person on the set because he literally grew up there. So he would wake up in the crib, I think it was his grandmother's crib, wherever, and just walk down to the set. Could have been his parents' crib, I can't remember exactly. And then he just walked down to the set. And trucks be out there, all that shit. He said, he was like, damn, man, imagine that I got all this shit sitting out here. And he was like 20, 21 years old. And so when he finally finished the movie, it hit the world. It was crazy, and it was obviously big. And then it blew him up into the game. I think that was 1991. And John Singleton, and that's what kicked Ice Cube career off, because he's played Doughboy in the movie. And then from that point on, he was just hooked. I think he did another one with Ice Cube called John Singleton, called Higher Learning, with him and Tyra Banks back then. But you could see Ice Cube was trying to get around the filmmaking game. And I think at that time, if not before, it had to be after. It had to be after him and Ice-T made a movie called Trespass. I think that was about 99 too, 91 as well. I know this because that was my young years and shit. And so you tell me I'm running to the motherfucking movies to see this shit. I walked out on Trespass because I was like, get the fuck out of here. The filmmaking, they personas as rappers was just too much for me to see a movie like that. It was like, and at that time you got to think they didn't have a lot of black people on TV, so we looked up to these dudes and they played in that movie, and it was like, okay, what was that? Why'd y'all do this? You know what I'm saying? But it was years ago. Wow, I was a fucking kid back then, man. But Ice-T was the star of that one, matter of fact. So it was 1992. So then he came out with Boys in the Hood first. I'm just making sure of that. But I remember all these movies hitting, you know what I'm saying, at that time. And you can almost call these hood movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because Boys in the Hood came out in 1991. I'm like 18, 19, 20. So by the time they came out with Friday and all that shit, my years, you know, I'm getting a little older, but I'm still in the hood movie thing. But at that time, I wasn't making movies. I just hit my microphone. I wasn't making movies because the digital era hadn't kicked in where it was available for black motherfuckers like me in the hood. It took around about 97, 98 for that to kick in. But it was dope for them to be making their movies, because I think by the time Ice Cube made Friday, he had F. Gary Gray directed, and F. Gary Gray was a director who did a lot of their music videos back then. And he was from Chicago, so even hearing about him, he was like, oh shit, somebody from Chicago actually behind the scenes doing the videos for Ice Cube and them and shit. And then he eventually went and did more movies his own self. So, but yeah, man, just hearing about Ice Cube talk about how to lock in on the beginning, the middle, and the end, and how many pages is in the script, that give you like a landscape on how to just actually create and not really worry about what you're doing, just write. And then when you get a nice little amount of the film written, then you can fuck around and go and tighten it up, or even sell it, or even produce it yourself. Because in the digital age we're in today, people just produce the films themselves, and so that's what it is, man. So thank y'all for watching this video. I appreciate y'all coming to kick it with me. We talked about Ice Cube and how he was on $1 million worth of game, and talked about the filmmaking part, how he talks about getting into the filmmaking and using the storytelling elements and how he did it. So I think that's important for us artists and shit like that. So kick it with me again. This your boy Hood. I'm signing off. Thank y'all for hollering, like, subscribe, kick it with me. You see I got the microphone. I'm gonna be selling these microphones soon on my channel. You know, on my I got an Amazon page called Hoodfilms. I'm on Walmart under Hoodfilms. So if you go to Walmart, I think we got a link somewhere on my channel. If you go to, you can go to my Walmart page, walmart.com, and all my products on there. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. And I got a book too, but it ain't sitting close by me. So link in description later on. I appreciate y'all. Peace.